It is almost the end of July, and I realized I haven't done any garden updates since the end of June when we got here. So I thought this morning I would grab my camera and come down and maybe just show you part of it in this video. And of course, yeah, the first one to hog the limelight is the raspberries. So my husband and I were away for a week, and one of our kids was here and able to take care of things for us, so we're tremendously grateful for that. But I got down this morning and decided to go through and try and do some cleaning up of the raspberries. Every year I think I've done something wrong in that, like, they're just such a mess. They flop out all over the place, and I'm constantly tying them back up and pruning them off. But at the same time, they produce so many berries. So I guess beggars can't be choosers. I must be doing something right because they do produce an awful lot of raspberries. So my son's been down here picking like twice a day for the last 2 weeks almost, I think. We've given berries away, but because I've been away, I haven't really been able to gather up and do any preserving. So today's the beginning of that journey. What I'm trying to do today, and I haven't finished the patch yet, but I'm trying to go through and really take just about everything with color off. I'm really stripping the plants. If you were just looking for berries to eat, you know, that would be a great one. Oop, till you drop it in the dirt. You know, something really dark and red and delicious. But sometimes I will take ones like this, and I don't know if in the camera you can see the difference, but this one is definitely a lot lighter colored. And normally if you just were going to eat it, you'd leave it for another day or so. Can you see the difference? Well, maybe half a day or a day. But if you're making jam, you're adding a sweetener. I like to add honey, but I also like the raspberries to be tart. And so if you're making jam, I don't worry too much about them all being super ripe. I mean, I wouldn't pick something that's really just pink, but you know, there's a good ripe one. And there's one that maybe isn't quite as ripe. Yeah, it doesn't show up as good in the sunlight here, but because you're going to be adding a lot of sweeteners to your berries, you don't want it to be overpoweringly sweet. You want some of the freshness and the tartness of the raspberries to come through. And it's a lot of work to pick and to make the jam. So I like to know that I've really stripped the plants down, and then I'm kind of buying myself an extra day of maybe not having to come down and pick. So, you know, well, I mean, he'll be okay, right? I didn't notice that side, otherwise I wouldn't have picked it, but it's fine for jam. Anyway, just thought I'd share that with you. Sometimes picking and making jam and coming back and picking can be a little bit much, so you know, give yourself a break. Pick it pretty clean, strip it down, and then maybe you don't even have to come back and do a big pick tomorrow. Maybe you're just picking off a few for your breakfast, and that's okay. So anyway, and then I'll do a full tour of the tomatoes and the peppers and the squash in the next video, but right now I'm going to go through and pull off a whole bunch of cucumbers. And this year I'm going to try something different. I've never fermented cucumbers before. I've always done a traditionally canned dill pickle. But this year I'm going to try fermenting. It looks like it will be easier, and it's supposed to be really healthy. These guys are huge. So I don't know whether they'll go in whole or if I need to go through and cut them. But we've been eating cucumbers like crazy because I wasn't quite committed yet to figuring out how I was going to preserve them. but I'm hopeful that fermenting is going to be the method this year. Holy smokes, he's a big one. Look at that baby. I think one of the things I like about the idea of fermenting is that maybe I can sort of put a row in as I've got them and cover them with the brine, and then as I get more pickles or more cucumbers, I can come through and add to the jar, so that intrigues me. So I think that's it for this video. Thanks for hanging out in the garden with me today. I'm going to take these cucumbers and see what I can do with them, and then go and finish my raspberry picking and perhaps make some jam. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, why don't you hit the subscribe button and maybe even hit the notification button, so then you'll get notice when a new video comes out. And if you enjoyed it, you can hit the like button too. Catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.